All right, let's come into an easy seat. Take some breaths while I invite the sound of the bell. And breathing here, you might close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Letting yourself really drop into any sensations, the mood, the energy that you're experiencing right now. We'll stay here for just a few breaths worth of time. And our quote today: your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. That quote is from Steve Jobs. All right, let's go ahead and bring some movement into our bodies. So it's Tuesday. We're going to give ourselves plenty of twists. Let's inhale to reach the arms out and up. Exhale, go ahead and take a really gentle, it can be a tiny twist to the right. And then inhale right away at your own pace back to center. And exhale, tiny twist to the left. We'll keep doing this side to side a few times. Inhale up, exhale down and twist. Inhale up, exhale down and twist. Yes, and you're already doing it. Move with your own breath more than with my words. One more time to each side. And no rush, but when you're ready, we'll meet in center. Good, and then we'll bring our feet to the ground. Let your knees drop to the right side, sit up really tall, and then twist even farther to the right. So looking back over your right shoulder. As you breathe here, you might even find a stretch in the left side of your neck. Maybe you notice your right hip getting a little bit of a massage. One more breath, let it be slow and full. And then we'll release, come back through center. Feet on the ground, then let your knees fall to the left side. Excuse me, Toby. And then lift your torso up, twist to the left. And letting your hands come to the ground or your leg, anywhere. It can be like a kickstand to support you. And keep lifting your heart. And maybe looking over your left shoulder, that back shoulder. See if you can find a stretch in the right side of your neck. Notice the pressure, the massage of your left hip on the ground. And for your next breath, maybe it can be a little slower, a little more complete. Wonderful. Release through center. Come on over into tabletop. If you like to thread the needle with a block between your legs for a little extra support and stability in the low body, you can give that to yourself. So I'm squeezing a block between my upper legs. Then hands under shoulders or an inch or two in front of the shoulders. Tops of your feet pressing into the ground. Inhale to drop your belly down. Cow pose. Exhale, arch your spine up, cat. Do that a few times. And return through center. On an inhale, lift your left elbow or hand to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle, left arm weaving under the right. You could settle in for stillness here or keep moving. We'll stay 3 to 5 breaths. One more breath. And let's all meet, pushing the right hand into the ground, reaching the left hand to the sky. When it gets there, give the left arm a big circle. And then set your left hand down, switching to the other side. Inhale as you twist to the right, lifting your right elbow or hand to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. Settling in or continuing to move, 3 to 5 breaths. As you breathe, notice if the top of your feet are light and floating around. Try to really stamp them down. So we're trying to have stability in the lower body. That way our movement is mostly in the spine. And another cycle of breath. We'll all take an inhale, reaching the right elbow or hand to the sky. Good. And on an exhale, set your right hand down. Tuck your toes and let's find down dog. You can still have the block between your legs. You can always ditch it if you don't like it. And walk your feet a little closer to your hands. You can bend your knees. Push your hands into the ground. Let your head get really heavy. A couple breaths here in this short down dog. On your next exhale, you might shake your head out a little. Just imagine shaking off any tension that's stuck in the shoulders. Maybe that's stuck in the mind. Good, and then left hand to the outside of your right foot or ankle or leg. Give yourself a little twist in this down dog. Really push the ground away through your right hand and arm so that the elbow of your armpit, it kind of is, right? The angle of your armpit is longer, more like a straight line than like a bend, like an elbow. Looking under that right armpit. And then release, and we'll just switch right to the other side. Right hand reaching for the outside of the left leg. Left hand really pushing into the ground so that the shoulder gets really long. And then peek under that left armpit. One more breath and release as you feel ready. Then we'll tiptoe or shimmy the feet up to the top of the mat. Always feels a little funny with the block. Hanging heavy in forward fold. If you have another block really handy, you can put it right under your head or nose. Left hand coming to the block, right hand to your low back. Knees can stay soft as you twist to the right. And then return to forward fold. Breathing, lift up halfway, twisting to the left. Left hand to your low back, right hand to the ground or block. And then release, folding down. You can set your blocks aside. On an inhale, rise all the way up. Take your time getting there. And exhale, hands to your heart. You might shake out your legs free from the block. And standing tall, hands at your heart. Take a moment to feel your feet rooting into the ground. Give yourself that opportunity. Good. Then inhale, stretch your arms up. Maybe look up. Keep rooting your feet into the ground. As you exhale, twist to the right. Open your arms out wide. Maybe look back towards your right thumb. Imagine pushing your right hip forward as you stay for another breath. And then come back through center, both arms up. Feet rooting down, hips stay right where they are. Exhale, twist to the left, pushing the left hip forward as you go. Maybe looking back towards your left thumb. Another breath. And inhale, both arms up, look forward. Exhale, fold all the way down. Hands can touch the ground or blocks. Step your right foot straight back in space. You could lower your knee and untuck your toes if that's better for you, or you could keep your right knee lifted. Then we'll inhale, taking a twist to the left. Left hand can reach up to the sky or straight back in space, or maybe you like those circles. Another inhale. And exhale, release. Bring your hands to the ground, find plank pose. You can find your way right into down dog, or inhale, shift forward on your toes. Exhale, bend your elbows a little, untuck your toes. Inhale, straighten your arms, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, let's inhale, lifting the right leg to the sky, bend the knee, stack the hip. So bringing a twist into the spine again with our three-legged dog. Next, inhale, re-extend your right leg. Exhale, step or swing it to the top of the mat. You could bring blocks under your hands if you like. Then we'll take a twist to the right, reaching your right elbow or hand up to the sky or back in space. Or I forgot to give this shoulder a little circle earlier, so you might give it some extra circling. All right, another big inhale. Exhale, face forward, hands on the blocks or grounds. Inhale, step into your right leg, standing splits. Just doing the best you can, hovering the left foot off of the ground or sending it way up to the air. And then walk your hands over to the right side. So we're taking a little twist here. So your hands can be on the right side of your right foot. Getting a big stretch through your left side body around the ribs, your deep abdominal and low back muscles. And then return yourself to center. Drop the left foot next to the right. Forward fold. Shimmy the hips a little. On an inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart, and give yourself a couple of really full breaths here. We could soften the knees a little, lengthen the low back, soften the belly. Good. Then standing up really intentionally again. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, fold all the way down, hands touching the ground, and step your left foot back in space. This time we can straighten the right leg, so coming into a pyramid-like shape. You could be on the ball of your left foot, or if you'd rather, plant the left foot. Pull the right hip back in space, and then right hand coming to your low back. So I've got my left hand in a fist on the block to kind of give my wrist a break. You could try that. You could also always come up to fingertips. And then peeling the right shoulder open towards the sky. So we're in a revolved pyramid pose. And let's release. Bringing your hands to the ground, stepping back to plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, we'll go right into downward facing dog. If you want to flow through chaturanga, you can join me. Inhale, returning to plank, shift forward on your toes. Exhale, lower down a little, untucking the toes. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. From here, inhale your left leg up to the sky, then bend the knee, lift it, stack your left hip on your right, twisting through the spine as we get a stretch through the inner thighs. Another big breath in. And re-extend your left leg. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or swing left foot to the top of the mat. You could bring blocks under your hands if you've got them and start to straighten your left leg, deciding if you want to stay on the ball of your right foot or plant the right foot. So we're in our pyramid shape. Pull the left hip back in space. Bring your left hand to your low back as you then peel your left shoulder up towards the sky. Breathing in a revolved pyramid. One more inhale. And exhale, release. Softness in your left knee. Walk your hands forward a little and then step into your left leg, standing splits. Hinging forward and down, let your head get heavy. Lifting the right leg as well as you can. And then eventually walking your hands over to the left side. So finding a little twist here. Keep lifting your right leg up. Try to let the head be heavy. And then bring yourself back, facing forward, right foot on the ground. Hinging down, we'll stay for a couple breaths in forward fold. You might shimmy your hips around a little bit. And then on an inhale, as you're ready, rise all the way up, reaching to the sky. Exhale your arms down by your side, standing tall for a couple of breaths, just checking in. How's the body feeling? And how's the breath feeling? And checking in with the mind. As you're ready, inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold down. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, rising all the way up. As you get there, you might lift your heels off of the ground, balancing on your toes. Inhale. Exhale, take a twist to the right. You might stay on your toes, opening your arms out wide. Press the right hip forward, look back towards your right thumb. And then return facing forward, arms up. Maybe you're still on your toes. Exhale, twist to the left, pressing your left hip forward, opening your arms out wide, maybe looking back towards your left thumb. And then return facing forward, big inhale. Exhale, feet on the earth, fold forward and down. This time we'll plant our hands on the ground or blocks, step the right foot back and out. Straighten your left leg, so we're returning to pyramid pose. Stay here for just a couple of breaths. You might let the head get really heavy and notice any sensations you feel along the spine. And then as long as you're up for it, we're going to try a revolved half moon. So we can walk the hands forward a little bit. Step forward into your left leg, lifting the right leg. You could stay here, keeping the right leg about parallel to the ground, really pushing the right foot back in space. Let yourself get steady here before trying to do anything else, knowing that this is already enough. It is helpful to have a block under the right hand on the medium or even the highest setting. And let's start bringing the left hand to the low back, just testing the waters here. So trying to have your torso and your right leg parallel to the ground, really pushing back through your right heel. So there's just as much energy flowing through the right leg as there is the left leg, which is really grounding you down. And then slowly, left hand to low back, start lifting your left shoulder. Maybe lift your left arm up to the sky. Breathe here. You can stay just like this. If it feels steady enough to play more, you might bend your right knee. And maybe your left hand and your right foot can meet. This is just an option. These are shorter practices, so we're really building the foundation for things. Don't be hard on yourself if you can't do it. Another breath. And then we'll release however that went. Find your way to forward fold. Soft knees, full breath. You could sway around a little. Good. Inhale, rise all the way up. Really take your time. We've been upside down for a while. Exhale, hands to your heart, taking a couple of breaths to recalibrate. Becoming aware of your internal dialogue too, so we don't need to steal our happiness from ourselves by being overly critical. On an inhale, we'll stretch our arms up. Exhale, fold down. Hands touching blocks or ground. Step your left foot back and out. Straighten your right leg, finding your pyramid pose for a few breaths here. Go ahead and let your head really get heavy. Notice where you feel sensations and how they might change a little with every breath. When you feel ready, shift your weight forward into your right leg. So now our right leg is our foundation. Really push the foot into the ground, lifting your left leg towards parallel to the earth. You can flex through your ankle and really push that leg back. Try to get it as long as possible. Maybe bringing the block under the left hand, if you have one, to the highest setting. Having just your fingertips on the ground is also a fine option if you don't have blocks. Core muscles engaged. Let's start to lift our torso a little. Bring the right hand to the low back. Start rotating the torso to the right, like you could peel that right shoulder up to the sky. Breathing here, maybe reach your right fingertips to the sky. If this feels steady enough to play, perhaps you bend your left knee and maybe the right hand catches the left foot. If you make contact, really kick the left foot into the right hand. Another breath wherever you are. And then let's release. Forward fold. Maybe grab opposite elbows here and sway around a little. If there's any voice in your head saying something positive or negative, just kind of think about the value of it. Some of us have very critical inner voices, and really, what good is that? Most people, I think science is pretty well shown, don't learn well when being criticized. So we can practice being really kind to ourselves, trying difficult things, not being too worried about how they turn out. This is a nice place for experimenting, very low stakes. All right, hands releasing down to the ground. Let's slow motion roll up. I don't say that often. So slowly, like tucking your tail, slowly rolling up. Notice all the sensations along your spine as you make your way upright. When you get there, squeeze your shoulders up to your ears, roll them back and down. I think the sun came out while we were upside down just now. Good. On an inhale, we'll reach out and up. Exhale, fold all the way down. This time, hands touching the ground. Step yourself right back to plank pose for an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. If you'd like to take a flow through chaturanga, go for it. If child's pose is more appropriate after all of the effort we've already done, go for it. We'll take just a couple of breaths, whatever you need. Wonderful. From downward facing dog, let's go ahead and just drop our knees, send the hips back, and sweep the legs around. If you have a blanket handy, like really easy to get, you can grab that to sit on. You can also curl the edge, back edge of your mat up if you want to sit with a little bit of elevation. Sitting nice and tall here, draw the shoulders back and down, crown of your head up, navel in, hips rooting down. See if you can do it without any hands. Bring your right foot to the ground as close to your hips as you can. We could always use our hands to adjust. Pull the belly or chest out of the way. Right hand can come on back behind you. There's our kickstand. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Stretch it really high up. Exhale, twist on over to the right. Left elbow coming down on the right thigh. Breathing here, you can look back over your right shoulder. So we're getting a nice twist in the spine. If you feel like you want a little more stretch through the thighs, you can cross the right leg over the left. That brings more stretch into the outer right thigh and hip. And you can also bend your left knee, bringing the left foot towards your right hips. Then we're all pretzeled up and returning to the twist in the torso. A couple more breaths, however you've come into it. And slowly we'll release. Right away, give yourself a counter twist. And then unwind your legs, sending them both long. Seeing if we can do it with no hands again. So root down through your hips, engage your core, lift up through your spine, and then bend your left knee, bringing the left foot as close to your hips as you can. Then we can scoop belly and chest out of the way. Left hand like a kickstand behind you, right arm up alongside your ear. Big breath in. Exhale, right arm coming down on the left leg. You can push through that right heel just to have a little more engagement. Sitting tall and breathing. And deciding if you want to switch it up a little, you can cross your right foot, right leg over your left leg. You could also bend left leg over right. And then you could also bend your right leg. So then bringing ourselves into this nice little bind and then returning the torso to the twist. Anytime our hands are free, we can be experimenting with the mudras also. So a little reminder, Kubera Mudra is the mudra we're playing with this month. Index finger, middle finger to thumb tip. Ring finger, pinky finger curled in. Another big breath in. And let it go. Take a counter twist. All right, releasing your legs, scooting off of your blanket, giving yourself a precious moment of rest. So rolling on down to your spine as long as that's the way you want to take it. Maybe today, because we did so much twisting and flexion, you might want to keep your feet on the ground if that helps you feel like your spine is decompressing. Otherwise, go ahead and straighten your legs out. Find yourself into a really nice and comfortable position. And then when you get there, just let yourself breathe and be. As we breathe and rest here, maybe rather than trying to clear the mind, you allow your mind to go on just a brief little adventure, daydreaming or imagining yourself as you could be if no one else were influencing you, not living someone else's life, not trapped by someone else's dogma. Letting yourself be true to you. Just enjoy another moment here. Deepening your breath and enjoying a nice full body stretch. You can always give yourself some more time here if you have the time to take. If you'd like to close this 30-minute practice together, then we'll meet in an easy seat. While you're getting there, just a reminder that tomorrow is Wednesday. If you've got the time for it, we'll do a little bit of meditation. Also, for anyone local, I'm hosting another donation-based sound bath on this Sunday at 7 p.m. All right, so sitting tall, hands together in front of your heart. Take a big breath in for one Om. Om. Thank you for sharing your time and energy. Thank you, Toby. And I hope you have a wonderful day out there. Toby, the whole class.